Recently, I decided to take another nostalgic trip back into the Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion. But I wanted to challenge myself a little, so I decided to see if I could beat Oblivion with only Conjuration. The rules to this challenge are simple. Conjuration magic only. This means no weapons or armor unless summoned, though clothes are allowed. I'm not sure if I can do this, but I'm definitely willing to find out. So, without further ado, let's begin our journey. First things first, and that's character creation. Now there are a few good choices here for Conjuration, this being High Elf and Breton. I decided to choose Breton here as this race will provide a plus 10 to intelligence and willpower, whilst also granting plus 10 to our Conjuration skill.
Damn it! It's that prisoner again! Kill him! He might be working with the assassins.
No, he is not one of them. He can help us. He must help us.
The mage is what I picked for my birth sign, as this will grant a permanent bonus of 50 to our Magicka. This will help us to cast bigger and better conjuration spells as we progress. When it comes to class, creating your own will see the most benefit, because we can choose what we are actually going to need. For specialization, I picked magic, and the main attributes I want to build around is intelligence and endurance. For my 7 major skills, I have chosen acrobatics. This will allow us to jump long distances and avoid fall damage. Athletics, to run, swim, and regenerate lost fatigue faster. Blade, for when we obtain our conjured weapons. Conjuration, for our main source of spells. Mercantile, to get better deals. This is because we will need to buy additional conjuration spells. Sneak, for if and when we need to go unseen. And speechcraft, to help us with persuasion. Everyone, meet Connor the Conjurer. Now with the race, birth sign, and class chosen, we are ready to begin our challenging quest to restore a new emperor and end the threat of the Oblivion Gates. Now since the goal in this challenge is to beat the game, our first quest in the main storyline is to deliver the amulet. So, off we go to meet Joffrey.
I'm Brother Joffrey. What do you want? This cannot be. No one but the Emperor is permitted to handle the amulet. Let me see it. By the Nine! This is the Amulet of Kings. Who are you? How did you get this? What do you know of the Emperor's death?
After speaking with Joffrey, we pick up the next quest. Find the heir. Martin, or the heir, is located in Kvatch, so that's where we're headed next. It doesn't take us long after arriving to discover the town is under attack with Daedric flooding out of an Oblivion gate. This means it's time to put my conjuration to good use. I only had the skeleton summon here, so had to let him do all the heavy lifting. Yes! Yes! Wait! No! Ah, I needed his
Over here!
key.
Quickly!
My skeletons fought their way up the tower, and we were able to reach the sigil stone without too much difficulty. Good work, Skelly. Now, with the Oblivion Gate down, it's time to rescue Martin and return to Joffrey. Once we make our return, we encounter the mythic Dawn, and find that the Amulet of Kings has been taken.
They've taken it! The Amulet of Kings is gone! The enemy has defeated us at every turn!
Not all is lost. We have Martin, so our next step is to travel to Cloud Ruler Temple, the home of the Blades.
My lord.
We arrive to a warm welcome, and Martin should be safe here with the Blades.
The Empire is in chaos. But there is yet hope. Here is Martin Septim, true son of Uriel Septim.
Hail,
Dragonborn!
Hail,
Martin
Septim!
Hail! Hail!
As the Grand Master of the Blades, I would be honored to accept you into our order. Will you join us?
After joining the Blades, we start our path to the mythic Dawn. But before we continue with the main storyline, we need to get some additional Conjuration spells. For this, we need to visit the Mages Guild in Coral. Anyone can purchase potions, alchemical ingredients, magical items, and a selection of standard spells from the guild. However, training, goods, and services are
I hope I
cheaper
can
for
help.
members. So to become a member, we need to speak to Tikius.
Very well. You are now an associate of the Mages Guild. The full guild hall is now available for your use.
Now that we're an associate of the Mages Guild, we can look at purchasing some new spells. I picked up some new clothes along with the bound dagger, as this was all I could afford at the moment. Now with a melee weapon, alongside our skeleton, we should be ready for our next adventure. After advancing to level 2, we now set out on the Path of Dawn. For this quest, we need to collect the 4 volumes of the Mythic Dawn commentaries. We already have volume 1 and 2, and after speaking with Gwyneth, he hands over the 3rd volume.
Yes, of course. I don't want anyone to think I had anything to do with their insane plots. Here, Volume 3 is yours. What you do with it is your business.
The 4th volume is with the Mythic Dawn, and after taking out these guys, we can retrieve it. We quickly ascend to level 3, and now with the 4 volumes in our possession, can return to Mages Guild to advance our quest.
Write this down. Green Emperor Way, where tower touches midday sun.
After the hidden message is revealed, we can now see the map to the Mythic Dawn Shrine. So, we hop on our trusty steed and set off for the Dagon Shrine.
Your reward, brothers and sisters. The time of cleansing draws nigh. I go now to paradise. I shall return with Lord Dagon at the coming of the dawn.
We find Mankar Cameron in possession of the Amulet of Kings. He escapes to a place called Paradise. But the Mysterium Xerxes is here. I decide just to nab the book and fight my way out. Unfortunately, my horse falls from the sky. I guess it looks like we're walking this book back to Martin.
Ah, you're back. I told Joffrey not to worry. I can see you've had bad news. You didn't recover the amulet, did you? By the 9! Such a thing is dangerous even to handle. Forgive me. You were right to bring it, but you'd better give it to me. I know some ways to protect myself from its evil power.
The next quest is Spies. This one was an easy one, and we took out the spies and found the documents revealing the enemy's plans in no time. This means, once again, back to Joffrey and Martin.
What have you learned about the spies? Excellent work. I knew I could count on you. The gods did not idly choose you as their agent, whatever you may think.
Not an easy thing to come by, obviously. But we will need a Daedric artifact. Bring it to me when you have acquired one.
After our little chat, he reveals that we must obtain a Daedric artifact. Before continuing, I summoned a bunch of skeletons and ascended to level 4. Summoned some more skeletons and ascended once more to level 5. Took a quick trip to the Mages Guild to grab an upgrade for our skelly. We also brought some bound Daedric armor. Then proceeded to head towards the Shrine of Vermina.
To speak with Vermina, you must offer a black soul gem to the Daedra Lord.
We learned that in order to speak with Vermina, we must first offer a black soul gem. So, we took a peaceful stroll through the woods and headed towards the Dark Fissure. Here there are necromancers, and after reaching level 5, the necromancer adepts will have a 10% chance to drop a black soul gem. After killing the adept multiple times, we finally got what we were looking for, a black soul gem. With this, we can now return to Vermina.
We meet again, mortal, for we have met before, whether you know it or not. The wizard Arkfed has the orb of Vermina, snatched from the dreams of my followers and dragged into the waking world. Travel to his tower and retrieve my orb.
After speaking with Vermina, she tells us of an orb that has been stolen by a wizard and tasks us with getting it back. Finally, we reached the room with a rather sleepy wizard and located the stolen orb. Now to return the orb to Vermina and receive our reward.
My orb is returned, and Arkfed will live out the rest of his days in nightmare. It is fitting. You have proved yourself, mortal. It is fitting as well that you should bear my token.
We were rewarded with the Skull of Corruption, a powerful Daedric artifact. With this, we can return to Martin.
I won't ask what you went through to obtain this, my friend. I know all too well the depravity of the princes of Oblivion.
We ascend once more to level 6 and depart on our next quest, Bruma Gate.
We're ready when you are. Just say the word and we'll follow you into that hell-spawned gate.
After meeting with the captain of the guard, we enter the Bruma Gate. The enemies were getting stronger, but were still no match for my Conjuration skills. I fought my way to the top, grabbed the sigil stone, and closed the Bruma Gate. Now we can report back to Martin and Joffrey and pick up our next quest.
So, Martin wants you to recover the armor of Tiber Septim. I wish there was another way. The armor is in the shrine of Tiber Septim, in the catacombs beneath the ruins of Sankator, a holy place once.
This quest is called Blood of the Divine. we need to obtain the ancient armor of Tiber Septim and return it to Martin. So, off we go through the countryside of Cyrodiil. We finally reach our destination. However, it looks like they didn't want guests. Okay, now, time to get that armor. For this next part, we need to find and kill the 4 cursed blades. Well, that's 1. Two. 3. And 4. With the souls of the cursed blades free, they can now remove the enchantment blocking the entrance to the Shrine of Tiber Septim. This means we can now obtain the ancient armor. With the armor in our possession, we can now return to Cloud Ruler Temple.
The Septim blood may flow through my veins, but you have the soul of a hero, the armor of Tiber Septim himself. Joffrey will be amazed to see it.
Before I embark on our next quest, I wanted to visit our friends at the Mages Guild in Coral. With the gold I've now earned, I can afford to buy another Conjuration spell. I decided to go with the Spider Daedric summon because, well, isn't she pretty? We ascend to level 7, then set out to get the Great Welkin Stone. We arrive at our destination and then fight our way to the stone. Now that we have retrieved the stone, we can return to Martin once more.
I never thought to see a great Welkin stone, as beautiful as all the old tales tell.
We ascend again to level 8, then make a quick stop at the Mages Guild to buy the remaining bound armor. This Daedric bound armor looks awesome. It should also provide all the defense we need to hopefully finish out this run without too much trouble. With that done, we can now start the defense of Bruma. So we have a quick chat to the Countess and begin our march towards the Oblivion Gate.
So be it. Bruma's fate is in the hands of the gods now, and yours.
Huzzah for the Emperor!
Huzzah for the Emperor!
Martin!
We must kill whatever comes out of that gate. Soldiers of Cyrodiil, do you stand with me?
After an inspirational speech, the battle begins. The enemies now are providing a decent challenge indeed. The Great Gate finally appears, and we make a break for it. Once we enter the Great Gate, we find a Daedric siege engine crawling towards the portal. We must put a stop to this and destroy the Great Gate. battled my way to the tower, and eventually made my way to the Great Sigil Stone. With the Great Gate now destroyed, the battle for Bruma has been won. A great victory indeed. We take a quick nap and ascend to level 9. Then it's time to travel to Paradise, take on Mankar Cameron, and retrieve the Amulet of Kings. We navigate our way through Paradise and slay anything that gets in our way, for our quest must not fail. Finally, we locate where Mankar Cameron has been hiding away. Now this fight was a challenging one. I guess that's what this video is all about. He kept healing, and my bound dagger was not doing the damage I had hoped for. But, after a tough-fought battle, Mankar Cameron went down, and I was able to loot the Amulet of Kings.
Lord Dagon's victory is at hand, fool!
You found a way back. Does this mean... You did it. You defeated him. Then you have it. You have the Amulet of Kings.
After returning the amulet to Martin, we can now begin the final quest, Light the Dragonfires. Before we begin that quest, we ascend to level 10, then travel to the Imperial City. Lord Dagon makes his appearance and things got a little crazy. We managed to persevere though. With a little luck and a stockpile of potions, we managed to get Martin safely to the Temple of the One. Now we can put an end to the Oblivion crisis once and for all.
I do what I must do. I cannot stay to rebuild Tamriel. That task falls to others. Farewell. You've been a good friend in the short time that I've known you. But now I must go. The dragon waits.
So, can you beat Oblivion with only Conjuration? The answer is yes. And with that, the Conjuration only challenge is complete. I hope everyone enjoyed the video, and thank you if you made it this far. I had a lot of fun playing Oblivion, and it definitely brought back a lot of nostalgic memories. If you want to support the channel, please leave a like and consider subscribing for future content. Well, that's all I've got for this one. Until next time, peace.